Hey class, today we're going to continue with proportionality theorems. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is the last section in our unit of similarity. So the first theorem that we're going to go over today is if three parallel lines intersect two transversal, then they divide the transversals proportionally. So in other words, these are my three parallel lines, and they intersect two transversals, right? Here are the two transversals, right? L and M. They divide them proportionally. So in other words, UW to WY must equal VX to XZ. Okay, this ratio should be proportional. Okay, how can we use that? So if we take a look at this, right, in the diagram, angle 1 and angle 2 and angle 3 are all congruent. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 are all congruent. And GF is equal to 120 yards. Okay, D is equal to 150 yards. Okay, CD is equal to 300. Okay, and it says find the distance between HF between Main Street and South Main Street. So Main Street and South Main Street. Okay, so since we know these angles are congruent, then we know that these three lines are parallel, which means this to this should equal this to this. So in other words, CD to DE should equal HG to GF. Okay, so HG to GF is equal to CD over DE. HG, we don't know what that is. Okay, GF is 120. Okay, CD is 300. DE is 150. If I cross multiply, I get 150 HG is equal to 36,000. If I divide by 150, I get HG is 240. Now, we want the distance from what? South Main Street to Main Street. So I have to take the 240 and add 120. That gives me the length of FH, which is the question, and the answer would be 360. Okay. Theorem number 2. If a ray bisects an angle of a triangle, then it divides the opposite side into segments whose lengths are proportional to the lengths of the other two sides. So this is my angle bisector, right? CD. This is my angle bisector. It bisects angle C. So what it's saying is when this bisects here, then AD, the ratio of this to this, AD to DB, must equal the ratio of CA to CB. Okay, so AD to DB must equal CA to CB. Okay, so what does that mean? How can we use it? In the diagram, angle QPR and RPS are congruent. That means these are two are congruent. That means PR is an angle bisector. Use the given side lengths to find the length of RS. So we want to find the length of RS, right? Well, what we do know based on this, based on the theorem, is that RQ to RS must equal PQ to PS, right? That's the theorem. This to this equals that to that. So what's RQ? Well, we know this big length is 15. So 15 minus x, which is RS, that's the length of RQ. Over RS, that's x. PQ is 7. And PS is PS is 13. So this should be 13. So let me redo that calculation real quick. This one should be 13. Okay? And when you cross multiply here, this becomes 13. Okay? And then when you multiply, you get 7x is equal to 195. I don't know, that actually might be right. So 13 times 15 is 195. So then you multiply it into here, right? So that was just a typo. Okay? When you add 13x to both sides, you get 20x is equal to 195. And if you divide by 20, you get x is equal to 9.75. Okay? That's it. This is your homework. Hopefully that's helpful. I'll see you at the live lesson.